Okay, let me get the lighting a little bit less harsh. There we go. Okay. And then I gotta get my headlight on. Got a light right above the camera that I'm trying to put on right now. There we go. Turn it on. There we go. Alright. Hey, Sentinel Prime! How's it going? Have you beat the allegations yet? Error 404, hey! Alright, we got a couple people popping in. Can't complain. What's up with you, Error? Oh, hey! The 13th Prime! Okay, got a couple of people coming back in. Hey, Quill, how's it going? Oi. So, Sentinel Prime has beat the allegations, guys. We're doing good. This is a happy day. I'm not gonna lie. Tarn doesn't have to leave. Tarn cannot be with everyone else. I'm gonna put him in the alleyway, and then that way we don't have to worry with him being around the others, because right now Ultra Magnus and Smokescreen was having to defend Snarl. Yes, Error, we finally put Tarn away. We no longer have to live in fear of the Tarn party. Nah, Quill, no. Not with the oil. Okay. We're going to continue on. I don't know how many we're going to be able to build. I can only go for about an hour today. Believe it or not, it's actually not because of work. I can only go for an hour today because I want to finish the Shockwave video. It's going to be the longest video we've ever done for Many Toys of. I'm really excited for it to come out, but I need to actually finish it. It is going to go live on Friday, so my plan is I'm just going to stream for an hour. Oh, hey, Optimal Mayo! How's it going? Yes, Many Toys of Shockwave, that's going to come out on Friday, and that's the reason why we can only go for about an hour today, is we're going to keep doing live streams as long as we need to finish up these boxes. I have Uranium Toaster, and I just recorded the news video for tomorrow. He looks so good. Error 404, yeah, I'm really excited with the Shockwave video. Like, it's still not done. I think it is my favorite video I've done so far. I picked up Legacy Core Class Thundercracker, Optimal Mayo says. That's a great one. I love the transformation. Uranium Toaster, and the new Age of the Primes. Yeah, we've seen Megatronus. I won't lie, I was kind of hoping Megatronus and the other Primes were going to be like the TF1 versions, even though it's not Studio Series. But I'm also really happy it is that Dreamwave design, because the only toy we've ever had of that officially is the Titanium. Quill, Scrapper is my favorite Constructicon, so yippee, I can look at more things I can't afford. I feel your pain, Quill. And also, Scrapper is my favorite. They are my favorite Constructicon. Thundercracker is awesome, Air 44. I love Thundercracker. Uranium Toaster, F Titanium, that was an ass line. Uranium Toaster, you're on point, but there were some good figures, and the Megatronus, the Fallen, was one of them. Megatronus looks really, really good, Optimal Mayo. I'm excited. And I love the fire. They remembered the fire from the Dreamwave comic. Uranium Toaster, I held Titanium figures before, and they sucked. Yeah, a lot of Titanium figures are not great. There's a couple of good ones, though. RID Optimus is pretty good. Beast Machine's Cheetor. The Seeker mold was fine. It was okay. And then, in all honesty, the Fallen is actually just a good figure. Not a great figure, but it is a good figure. A great core class Ironhide. That Studio Series G1 core class Ironhide was really good. Uranium Toaster, I wish everything was like a level series, everything was out for an entire year. Yeah, it would be cool, because, like, that's how toy lines used to be. It was like, the wave was, like, 40 figures that all went out, and then they'd just be out there for, like, 2 years. And the idea was, there's so many, go collect them all. And that's just not the way it's done anymore. At least I'm going to be getting some Yellow Parks. Quill, those Yellow Parks look so good. They have new images of the Starscream, and I can't wait to get him. That's going to be the first Yellow Park I get, is that Starscream. And then I really want to get their Shockwave, even though it is ridiculously expensive, but I'm sure it's going to be worth it. And then I want their Tarn. Uranium Toaster, it baffles me that SS-86 Optimus Prime wasn't L level. Yeah, it's insane how that was just kind of sent out. The 13th Prime, you love Animated Motormaster? I've not put the review out yet, the 13th Prime, but I adored the Animated Motormaster, and I had a really fun time reviewing it. So that's going to go out this week, probably. Quill, I want to get Starscream, but I want Cybertron Starscream more. Yeah, I would say, like, if you can only get one Starscream, try to get that United Cybertron Starscream. It's just a really good figure on every level. It's probably my favorite Starscream figure right now. But on that note, guys, let's actually open up this box, just to remind everyone. In this wave, you can get Optimus, Cogless Bumblebee, Wheeljack, Orion Pax with the Cog, Ironhide, Hound, a Shiny Optimus, Megatron, Sentinel, and the Death Tracker. So far, we have gotten Sentinel, and Optimus, and Megatron. Let's see here. Also, my favorite Screamer design, says Quill. Cybertron Starscream's such a good design. What if Blokees did High Moon designs, says Arrow404. I would love that. But really, the series I think they would be the best at is Armada. I was looking at my Armada toys the other day, and I was just like, if Blokees did those designs, it would be an amazing wave. Quill, my bet's on Wheeljack for this box. And Uranium, and I'm most excited for that reissue of SS86 Grimlock. I'm excited for that, and I'm really excited for the Studio Series Dark of the Moon Shockwave getting re-released. Blokees Armada, Quill, that's what I'm talking about. And Arrow 404 Grimlock would be super cool. Alright. Let's open this guy up. So, Quill is betting on Wheeljack, and holding this, it feels lighter. I'm going to say... No, Arrow 404, that's what I'm saying. Like, the Blokees aesthetic is already basically Armada. It would be perfect for Armada. My only thing is, there's no way you can get all the characters in one wave. Because they do 9 characters. So who else could you get? You could at least get the original lineups. So what that would be Optimus, Red Alert, Hotshot, Starscream, Megatron, Cyclonus, Dalmasshore. You could have 2 more figures. So pop in Sideways and pop in Smokescreen. There you go. I mean, I feel like that's a good lineup for Armada. Ideally, you do a wave 2 and maybe get some of the others. Especially since it was like when he's smaller. Yeah, Quill, like I think like it would just work for Armada. It would scale pretty well. Like my pipe dream would be they would do mini cons. And then they could just scale with your Generations figures, but I don't think they'd ever do that. Alright. Arrow 404, if they did Starscream, they should give blast effects for his shoulder cannons. Yes, absolutely they should do that. And Quill agrees with me that mini cons would be pretty good. Alright, let's see. Oh. Ah, that looks like a Death Tracker. Okay, so these are the Viagon. Oh, hey, the last Prime. But yeah, Blocky Stream! Hey, Davimus! And Quill, Yellow Park should do Armada. Every company should do Armada. MDLX should also do Armada. So yeah, we had the Death Tracker, which are the Viacon guys that were hanging out with Sentinel Prime. Okay. He looks like a pretty standard build, so I don't think I'm going to need directions for him. Boop. Get the pieces for his pelvis. Davimus, what's your opinion on the new reveals? I liked a lot of the new reveals. I just shot the news video. I think Devastator looks really, really good. I think Bone Crusher looks rough, but I think that's because his cartoon design is rough. His toy design, I think it's going to be a good toy. Cannot wait for Scrapper. Cannot wait for Megatronus. Cannot wait for, Last Night Optimus. Ironhide looks great. The Shockwave re-release. I need to get that Shockwave again. But yeah, I felt pretty good about all the reveals. 13th Prime. Prime, why did not appear in Rise of the Beast? Oh, why did I not appear in Rise of the Beast? I don't know. Why weren't the other Primes in Rise of the Beast? I think that's discrimination against Primes. It's only ever Optimus. Why do I like non-transforming Transformers more than transforming ones now? The amount of detail and articulation is just chef's kiss. Quill, I'll be honest, I like transformations, but, like, I wish there was a good toy line that was just robot modes. Like, I know that's kind of what they did with Red, but I mean, like, if they could do Blockies or something like that, like, as the main toy line and, like, really give it the love it deserves, I think it'd be great. The Last Prime loves the boxes they come in. They are really good boxes. Yeah, Uranium Toaster, they're doing a War for Cybertron Ironhide. He's going to be a remold of Ratchet. Quill, Dark of the Moon Shockwave also looks more purple, which is just yum. I want it. Exactly. I think they improved the deco. Last Prime agrees with me. Sentinel Prime! Yes, we got your boys. Quill, non-transforming Transformers in Chug scale. That's what Red was supposed to be. And good red figures are great, like the Shockwave, the Galvatron, the Soundwave. Those are all really good figures. I think that they just didn't have consistency, and a lot of the Prime figures got really rough. I'm thinking of getting some Blokees, and which one should I get, G1 or TF1? I think TF1 so far has been really solid. You have really diverse builds, and they feel really unique between each other. The G1 guys, especially if you get Wave 1 or Wave 2, they have very similar builds. And alongside that, like, I think Wave 3 is great for me because I like every character in it. I don't know, like, if that would be the same for everyone else. I know, like, Wave 2 I skipped over because I only cared about getting, like, Starscream. Wave 3 I skipped over because I only cared about getting Soundwave. Wave 4 is great for me because it has all these characters I would really, really want. But I don't know if that's going to be a thing for everyone else. I'm trying to find a shoulder piece. Here we go. I'm also starting to think that there should be another piece here, because that doesn't feel like that should work. Oh, wait, I see the shoulder pieces now. That's what I'm saying, is like the TF1 guys, you can't really just do the generic builds you were able to do on like the first 2 waves of the G1 guys. All of them have had unique builds so far. It's been great. I'm sure that once you get to the Cogless guys, they'll be really samey. But, like, I think between Sentinel, Megatron, Optimus, and the Death Tracker, these have been some of my favorite builds that I've done so far. There we go. And then this is going to go on the back. Okay. Oop. Well, it has to go on like this. I see a lot of comments coming through. I'm going to catch up in just 1 sec. I just want to get this guy built up first. Okay. Oh. Oh! Oh, that's actually pretty smart. Okay. So, the faceplate goes on before the helmet. Okay. And then that... No, that's not the back of the head. That's a shoulder piece. So, where's the back of the head? Maybe it's in the other bag. I just realized I never opened the other bag. No, those are just hands. Did it go under here somewhere? Yeah, it went under here. Okay, here we go. That's the danger of you doing it in the shadow boxes. Sometimes it's going to end up underneath my gels. There we go. We got the head. Ah! Alright, let's catch up on some comments. Quill, yeah, most of the plastic is gummy, though, talking about red. Yep. And then Error 404, Blokees TFP would be really nice. Blokees TFP RC would be great. I want Shockwave. Wheeljack would be good. Yeah, just all the Prime characters, really. 13th Prime. They are making Ape-Link from Rise of the Beast. They are, and he looks pretty good. He looks a lot more different from Primal than I thought he would be. Yeah, like Classic Class for Prime would be really solid. That way they all got extra accessories. Last Prime. Hey, I just got an idea. What if they made an affordable Unicron, like a leader class? The funny thing, Last Prime, is they did that in Cybertron and it was awesome. They gave you a deluxe class Unicron. And the lore reason was Unicron was destroyed, but there was a little piece of him left, so that was him, like, starting to rebuild himself. And it was really cool. Next. This build reminds me, more Viacons, everywhere more Viacons. Yes, we do need more Viacons, everywhere. Davmus. Also, I saw the box design for Age of the Prime's Megatronus, and I realized Leech Maximo is in his G2 counterpart, and Star Convoy is the 13th Prime. Okay. I didn't realize that Star Convoy would be the 13th, but yeah, I guess that makes sense, since he's going to be the Titan class. Well, plus, isn't Optimus usually the 13th Prime, and Optimus is Star Convoy? Quill, I'm going to be right back, getting snacks because hunger. You go, Quill. Uranium Toaster, I wish Devastator was a level. Ooh, that'd be cool. And then Quill. Quill is back. Uranium Toaster. Prime versus Prime. Oh. I don't know, Uranium Toaster. I don't know how he gets those toys. I don't want to accuse anyone of stealing stuff. But, you know, you do what you gotta do to get the views, I guess. the last time. What did you miss? Nothing much, we just been hanging out. Quill, Unicron's head diorama. That would be so cool. If you got, like, a playset that was, like, Unicron's head. Uranium Toaster, no, it's been proven that he buys stolen toys. I don't know. When he gets to stuff like that, I don't think it's RonBonDujon's place to weigh in on that. Because, like, you know, one of my big inspirations as a creator is Vangelis. I love Vangelis. And Vangelis, you know, kind of half-jokingly, but he'll admit, like, the way he got his big initial audiences, he would, like, buy a lot of those stolen toys. And it's a thing where it's like, I'll be honest, I've thought about it. There have been times where the opportunity has arisen, and nowadays it's more just because you guys don't really seem to mind if I get to new toys a little bit later. But there was a big time where I honestly thought, like, yeah, maybe if I bought those stolen toys, maybe people would come look at my channel more. So, like, if that's how they're able to get their channel, you know, to the place where they want it, like, I'm not gonna weigh in on that. But I also get it, like, yeah, that does suck that, like, especially for the designers, it's like, a lot of times toys come out and it's like, because they were stolen, they're not the way they should be. And people are like, oh, this is trash. And it's like, no, they got a copy that should never have been sent out. So, it's one of those great arguments where it's like, I just don't know. That's a question above my pay grade, as my grandpa used to say. Which is to say, people who are a lot more intelligent and important than me can figure that one out. I'll just focus on building up my death tracker. Alright, here. Oh, hey, Destalia. Pete Tarndy is back for revenge. Hide your minicon. Yeah, that's why he's in that alleyway back there, is we want to keep him away from everyone else. Davins, if you had a chance to pitch to Hasbro to make one of your favorite characters in Age of the Primes, who would it be? I'll get back to you, Davimus, because I want to think about that in a minute. Quill, I'm happy you didn't do that. I feel Prime vs. Prime has any personality in his videos. I've seen a couple of his videos. I think that's just their style, is, you know, they want to be a very kind of clean and straightforward review. The Last Prime, if you were a Transformer, what would you transform into? I've always wanted to transform into something flying, so I would probably say a jet. And then Davimus, honestly, I would watch you regardless if you buy stolen toys. Like, that's the thing, is, like, I just don't think that it's something for me. Like, my best videos aren't of new figures. The videos that do the best for me, and I have the most fun with, are when I talk about older toys. Or when I do, like, the mini toys of. And it's like, for those things, there just isn't a reason to need the newest stuff as it comes out. A character that I would pitch for Age of the Primes. Okay, so I walk into the boardroom, the Hasbro boardroom, and I speak to John Hasbro. John Hasbro, sitting there, he's lighting a cigar with a $100 bill. And I'm like, Mr. John Hasbro, sir, my name is little RonBonDujon, and what I think you should do is Commander Class Animated Shockwave. And you should more or less just do that toy, but clean up some of the transformation bits. And then if they didn't throw me out after that point, I'd say, and also, Sideways and Demolisher from Armada could really be great in your deluxe line, Mr. John Hasbro, sir. Those would be the two I pitched. Okay. Got these wings. I see a lot of comments coming in. I'm going to get to them in just a sec. I just want to get this guy finished up. Come on. The wings are giving me a little bit of trouble. Alright, I got them. Is that how they're supposed to go? Here, one sec, guys. Let me actually look at the directions, because this does not feel 100% correct. Let's see here. Oh, no, I had it right. It feels a little bit weird. That's probably the worst feeling connection I've ever had on a Blokees. Which is a shame, because usually they're, like, ultra solid. They feel great. Alright, and then we have these kind of underslung gun arms, kind of like the Seeker guns. I know that this is going to kind of ruin the use of the elbow, but I want to keep them side to side, because if you have Seeker guns, you need to show off your Seeker guns. Oh! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! things have gone disastrously wrong. Oh, it's okay though. Everything is still intact, I think. We just had a bad failure there. I was trying to twist the arm. I must have came at it at a bad angle, and there goes the wing. Alright. And then as for this shoulder, how does the shoulder go on? Because that doesn't feel super good. Is that how it works? Well, it can't go on like that. Here, let me look at the directions again. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's the issue, is I'm putting it on the wrong arm. Or maybe not? Yeah, that's just not a great feeling connection. So between the wings and the shoulder pads, the Death Stalker is actually not super great feeling. Which sucks, because this was a design I was really looking forward to. And it's doubly weird because Megatron and Optimus and Sentinel were all so great feeling that I'm surprised this one feels so kind of loose in a lot of ways. Oh, I just spiked the camera. Alright, we'll get some hands and then we're going to go catch up on some comments. And there goes the wing again. I can feel it already. This is going to be the Blokees figure that's going to give me a lot of issues just trying to keep them together. Ooh. I mean, the size is great, and the build is fun. It's just, you know what, wings stay off now. Wings just stay off now. But, you know, I hate that, because this is a good design for a Viacon. And, I hate that it's not feeling super great. Okay, we got him. Let's catch up on some comments. Let's see here. And the last prime says, cool, cool. Uranium Toaster, SS-86 Thundercracker or Skywarp win. I feel like they have to be right around the corner. Hasbro can't help but make G1 Seekers. The last prime, how'd you get your name, though? So random, kind of. So, I've talked about this before, but when I was growing up, my grandma really liked a type of chocolate called bonbons. So when I was, like, a baby, my nickname was RonBon. And then, like, as time went on, like, basically it was like an in-joke in my family that we would scat that. So it would be like RonBonDujon Faflon, and it's like you just keep making random words that rhyme with it. So RonBonDujon is just that. Quill, I don't know, transform into a tow truck, it's useful. No, you know what, fair enough, Quill. And besides, you got Hoist as your PFP, it works. Son of Prime, Unicron costume and Unicron planet mode, beach ball. Ooh. That's pretty good. Dystalia, the Dark Fleet is amazing. Ooh. Yeah, that would be pretty cool to get the Dark Fleet. So, I assume you're talking about the Tidal Wave Dark Fleet. I love how that toy works. The original Tidal Wave is also really good, but that United Tidal Wave is just beautiful. Davmus, that's a pretty good choice. Quill, so you just pitched, like, my top 10 Decepticons. Nice. The last prime, oh no, live explosion, says Quill. Yeah, that's from the Death Seeker. Davimus, he's fallen and he can't get up. Last prime, kaboom. Davimus, scratch that, he can get up. Quill, a man has fallen in a river in Lego City. The last prime, lol. Davimus, build the new rescue helicopter. Oh my god, Blades, says Quill. Davimus, I want to know what's your thoughts on the new packaging for SS and Age of the Primes. I love the new packaging for Age of the Primes. I think it looks really, really good. I'm sad they're changing the packaging for Studio Series, because that's the Hasbro series that had the most consistent packaging. And, like, it's gone for all these years with the packaging being the same. I kind of hate to see it go. The TF Reviewer, Steve! It ain't TF Reviewer, how's it going? Uranium Toaster, I need an Earthrise Hoist sometime. He's a fun toy. He's a lot better than Trailbreaker. Quill, if they did Blokees Hotshot, he should come with Jam. He should come with Jam, and he should come with a little thought bubble that you can put up that just says Jam with 2 A's. The TF Reviewer, D16 caught Orion and Megatron dropped Orion and Orion died in Optimus Prime Rose. Yes. Dystalia, I love Legacy Tidal Wave. I grew up on him, and when he died in Energon, I cried. I always forget that Tidal Wave died, but you're right, he totally did die, and then he came back as Mirage. And Mirage is fine, it's a good toy, but, like, Man, what a downgrade to go from Tidal Wave to Mirage. Uranium Toaster, how is he better than Trailbreaker? At least for me, the Hoist toy just felt better. The joints were a little bit tighter, and I like the color scheme more. And it's also probably I like Hoist as a character more. And it helps that like when Hoist came out, it was in Wave 1 alongside Grapple. So there was also like the coolness that you could have the duo from the onset. It was cool. What are my thoughts on the Star Raiders? I think they're a cool idea. I think it's weird that Thundertron, out of every Prime character they could bring back, Thundertron came back. I think it's cool that there's that wave that came out to Walmart. There were a lot of good figures in there, like Filch and Cannonball. I think it's cool that, like, Tidal Wave is like, kind of roped in there, too. I'm kind of glad that they never showed up in Transformers Prime, because those story ideas that we've gotten sound really, really weird. And I think Season 3 we got is so much better. But yeah, Star Raiders, they're fine. Error 404. I wish they did more Rescue Bots figures that aren't just for kids. I totally agree. I'm amazed it took this long to get a Generations chase, and we should get the rest of the team as well. I'm amazed that they never tried to do the Rescue Bots in RID 2015. Because to me, it's like, what you should do is you should have the Rescue Bots always show up in the kid toy lines to bring the older kids into the newer toy line for them, where the transformations are a little bit more complicated, and then do Generations Rescue Bots to bring them into the Generations line. Like, the Rescue Bots should have been a gateway set of characters to get people to check out other toy lines, is what I think. TF Reviewer, I got the pre-order for SS38 Optimus Prime from from BBM Bumblebee movie, and I'm only getting Scrapper. That's fair. Scrapper is really the only Constructicon I want. I love Scrapper. Quill, if you could make any IDW design into a figure but just one, who would you choose? Guess who I'd choose too. Okay, so Quill, I feel like you would have to choose an IDW Rodimus. Even though there's been a few, I feel like Rodimus is always going to be your guy. As for me, I'm trying to think, like, who's an IDW character I love who just doesn't have a toy yet? Because even Nautica has a toy, even if it's not a particularly good toy. Just because I really liked Last Bot Standing, I think I would actually say IDW Steeljaw. Because he was so good in that book. And if not him, probably Centurion. I really liked Centurion. No, he has a toy, doesn't he? Star Drive, then. Star Drive. Uranium Toaster, I got my Star Seeker locked down for 15 bucks. Oh, hell yeah. Hey, it's Miss Disaster. Welcome back. And then Quill, I want Rescue Bots Blur. They also did an RID 2015 Rescue Bots Blur, which was really fun. Arrow 404, Heatwave would be awesome. Supposedly, he's in the leak list. And Dastalia is bringing that up, that they're in the leak list. Miss Disaster, I can't believe my first RBD stream was the one with the Tarn party. Oh, no. Hey, it's Dude Magai. Yeah, Mega Yacht. Quill, guessed it. I was right about the Rodimus. Davimus, I gotta go. I want to say I finished playing Falk, and it was peak as I remembered. That's great, Davimus. Fall of Cybertron is just the best. But thank you for stopping by for a bit, man. Uranium Toaster, do I have a Discord server? I don't have a Discord server. I've been thinking about it. I've heard too many horror stories about Discord servers, so I just don't know yet. I have got to get the Fallen. I knew it'd be peak. It looks so good. Quill, if Quill could choose, they would get Thunderclash for IDW. That's a good design. TF Reviewer, I'd appreciate an IDW Horrible for obvious reasons. I always forget that they never actually gave Horrible a toy. They just gave him a Titan Master. The last Prime, hey, do you know how to tighten joints? My Yoo-Hoo toys are so loose. So, you have a few ways. The one that I always say is floor polish. Get on YouTube and find a tutorial to how to do it, but floor polish really, really works. Dude Magai, Ron, what do you think about RID 2015 Soundwave? I've never seen the cartoon, so I don't know how he is in the show. I know he's supposed to be Prime Soundwave, and the toy is really good. I loved that figure for Soundwave. Uranium Toaster, prepare for the Fallen to be scalped to hell. I don't want... Well, he's Wave 1. I think he'll be fine. What I'm worried about is whoever's going to be, like, Wave 2, Wave 3. Quill, horrible exploding head. That could be the play gimmick. Miss Disaster, yeah, Heatwave is in the leaks. I do wonder if they'll use some of the tooling for the inevitable Nexus Prime components. Oh god, yeah, they do. They're going to have to do Nexus, aren't they? And he has to be a combiner. He goes with a certain someone, the TF reviewer says. Yes, Horrible absolutely does go with a certain someone, and that certain someone would, of course, be Rampage. Oh, wait, no, Tantrum. Tantrum, the bull from the Predacons. Error 404, no way. Dude Magai, like the design. Yeah. And Nostalgia, the Tile Wave party would be filled with pirates. The Tile Wave party absolutely would be filled with pirates, and there would be posters to Megatron everywhere. Alright, let's pop into one of the G1 boxes now. So just as a reminder for everyone, in this box, you can get Ultra Magnus, Dino Snarl, Robot Snarl, Smokescreen, Nemesis Prime, Tarn, a really good-looking like toy Shockwave, as well as normal Shockwave, Scrapper, and Hook. So far, we have Tarn, who we can't allow in because he's trying to do the Tarn party, Ultra Magnus, Dino Snarl, and Smokescreen. The characters I want the most out of this wave were Tarn, which we already got Tarn, and then Scrapper and Shockwave. So I'm hoping this is Shockwave, and I'm hoping it's specifically that variant Shockwave, because oh my god, does it look good. The way this works is when you order the box, you're going to absolutely get all the characters, but you're not guaranteed to get the variant of the secret character. That's kind of how they get you to still buy more boxes even if you buy the big box. So, I have this, and then, that's green. So, Scrapper maybe? This is going to be Scrapper. Yes, okay. You know what? I'm happy with that. I can handle Scrapper. My boy Scrapper. He's an artist, don't you know? Granted, his art's made out of Autobot corpses, but he's an artist, don't you know? Okay. I don't know why. Scrapper's just always been one of my favorites. He's one of my favorite designs. He's one of my favorite characters. He's one of my favorite voices. I think it's really cool that he leads the Constructicons, and he's apparently like one of the best sub-commanders in the Decepticons. But he's a leader who turns into the leg of the Combiner. He's the only one who's like that. All the other Combiners, the leader is the central component. And, just for one, just because Scrapper is such a good guy, he's like, I'll put support for my team, but I'm still the boss. And then he lets Hook be the head, because Hook is an egomaniac. Hook's also second in command. I'm sorry, I just realized I'm letting you guys get a peek into my Constructicons fan fiction. My apologies. Up, there we go. And then shoulders. Alright. And then, yeah, we gotta get... Ooh, okay, how do we connect? Oh, it's gonna be through this. Okay. Well then, I'm gonna assume this connects like that. Yep. So this will connect like this. Oop. Come on. Here we go. Oh, maybe not. Oh, I got it backwards. That's the issue here. There we go. There we go. And then, like this. Yeah, we got Scrapper. Yes! Oh, he's already looking too good. Alright, I see a lot of comments just came through. So let's take a pause from Scrapper, my boy, and go through some of these comments. Quill can't stop thinking about parties, and he was betting on Shockwave. Dude, my guy, can't stop thinking about Ultra Magnus's Thunder shoulder pads. Yeah, he's got those shoulder pads, baby. Error 404, I put money on Nemesis. And then, Fulmibus, have you packed Cliffjumper? So I actually have found Cliffjumper. And I really, really like him. And he would work on a Generation shelf. We figured that out. Dystalia, the P. Tarndy lore is crazy. It is. We found out about too many of the bottles. Miss Disaster, we know Onslaught has to happen because the Combaticons and Nexus Heatwave is likely going to be a retool of that since the original was. That makes sense. Also, I just realized this. If you do Nexus, you could do the Energon combiners. That'd be kind of cool. Would they like actually want to do that again? And like maybe it was like a deluxe that had like core class limbs, so it's a smaller combiner. That would be so cool, actually. I would love the Energon combiners to be like that. Okay. Quill, not gonna lie, I just want to get Scrapper and Mixmaster. Mixmaster's really good. The last Prime. The Tarn Party. Oh god, please don't be the thing I'm thinking of a person that PD in his name. So, there is no party like a Tarn Party. And yeah, P. Tarndy, we're talking about him. Oh, Sentinel Prime's gotta go. Thanks for stopping by, Sentinel. Always good to see you. Uranium Toaster, how much does the entire box cost? So, the box goes for about 65, but then you get 9 figures with it, so it comes out to be, like, what would that be? That's like $7 a box, which is pretty good. Quill saying, see ya, icon of icon. That's canon as far as I know. And then Dude Magai, Prime, it's exactly what you think. Yep. Last Prime, oh god, no. Quill, you missed it, didn't you? Oh, did I miss it? Oh, you're talking about when we discovered about the oil. Miss Disaster. Cut off, oops. I was saying that Nexus Heatwave was a retool of Energon's equivalent of Onslaught Barricade. Ooh, so yeah, you're thinking the same thing I am, that maybe they're going to do the Energon guys. Dystalia, I've never seen Scrapper as the leader, I've always seen Mixmaster as the leader. And in Dystalia, in the Marvel comics, there was a time where Mixmaster was the leader, but usually Scrapper is the boss. Quill, oh no, not the protoforms. Oh, and Quill has discovered that Blokees shipped to the UK. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's what we want. That's what we need. Here we go. Boop. Dude Magai, so what do you think about the Studio Series TF1 figures? I think Alita 1 looks really, really good. I think Megatron looks amazing. I think Bumblebee looks solid. I can't wait to get Sentinel, and I'm hoping they're going to do other characters. Like, I want Arachnid, I want the 13 Primes, I want the Seekers. I just want as many TF1 designs as they're willing to do. Yeah. In an ideal world, I would honestly say I want each and every miner that we saw. I'd want all of them in, like, a big box set that didn't transform. And, like, maybe they'd have a play set. But we're never gonna get something like that. But like I said, that's like in my hopium world. Okay. Okay. And then Scrapper is coming together. Looking good. And then Yep, that's looking solid. And then the hips. Alright, and then we gotta bust out the knees, and I also gotta catch up on some comments. Cool, a full box is like 70, okay. Even still, like, that's like $8 a box, which I still think is solid. Quill, B would look better in Cliff Jumper colors. They did a Cliff Jumper, and he was really, really good. Let's see here. The last Prime, I had Megs, and he's so good. I need to find that Megatron. Fullimibus, have you tried any of the Yellow Park Transformers? I want to, I haven't had any yet. I'm going to get that Starscream, though. Miss Disaster, I'm going to make Nexus my first combiner. I only have ever had CW Hound and Power of the Primes Inferno before. Yeah, go for it, dude. Like, your first combiner is always so special. I still remember my first combiner. My first combiner was the Combiner Wars Bruticus. And it was so amazing to finally finish him up. Quill, Scrapper looks sick. Yes, he does. Dude Magai, only thing I wish the Sentinel had was the sword that he killed Alpha Trion with. Does the Studio Series Sentinel not have that? Oh, that sucks. Error 404, I can't hear about the TF1 cast being my... Oh, no, not the Darkwing line. Uranium Toaster, why was SS-86 Magnus so scalped? I think it's because people just, they see a big toy and they're like, hey, this is going to be worth something. But they're probably going to re-release him. And yeah, it's because people suck, Uranium Toaster. It's because people stink. Dystalia, Tidal Wave, Nemesis, and Metroplex is a very good main Dinosaur Legacy. They look so good together. I need to get Nemesis. She looks amazing. Quill, still have no combiners, not complete at least. It's one of those things where it's like the longer it takes, I think the more magical it feels. The Last Prime, hey, what the one characters that you know SS would never do, but you wish they did, is Skids and Mudflap. Okay, so Last Prime saying that they would like Skids and Mudflap, but Studio Series will probably never touch those characters. For me, it would be to do characters that were in movies, not made for theaters. So, like, use Beast Hunters, Predacons Rising as a reason to do TF Prime characters. Do the first 3 episodes of Animated as the reason to do animated characters, and make them as accurate to screen as you can. Dude Mangai, they only showed pictures of Sentinel with the pink shield. Oh, man, I didn't even catch that. Miners! Dude Magai, the Rescue Bots would beat P. Tarndy. No one can beat the Rescue Bots. They're the best team. Quill says, I want Toyline exclusives. Arrow 404, ooh, it would be awesome if they did an actual Fall of Cybertron Metroplex. That would be a great Titan figure to go do, because the original Metroplex is so hard to get, and I like the Fall of Cybertron design more. And then Quill is also saying, do Toyline repaints, like the G1 Prime. I think it'd be cool if they did more like, this is the G1 toy remade. Kind of like how they just did with Optimus. That'd be really cool to see again. Like, for characters like Brawn, or the Seekers, where they look so different from their animation. Okay. Oh, I just realized we never actually made the knees of Scrapper. Let's make some knees. You can need your knees. There you go. I am happy that this box has Scrapper and Hook, because they are my 2 favorite Constructicons. The only other one I'd possibly want is Mixmaster. I don't care about Scavenger all that much. I don't care about Bone Crusher all that much. Long Haul's fine. But in terms of designs and characters, it's Scrapper, Hook, and then Mixmaster are the ones I really like. Ah. There we go. We got your big wheels. And then get these things down here so that we can put on some feet. And then we got to get these guys in. There we go. And alright, and then we got the wheels. Oh, this is looking so good. This is looking so good. He might be my favorite one so far. Like, I like all these Blokees, but Scrapper, like, other than Sentinel, he's been the one that I've had the most fun building, and I think he does just look the best. Because Scrapper's design, low-key, Scrapper's design is, like, one of the strongest designs from G1. And I feel like he's always lumped in with the other Constructicons. People don't really remember him as a character, but his design is so good. That's a toy I want, is a toy that, like, says, forget Devastator, let's just make the perfect Scrapper. That's what I want. And in all honesty, I want that for a lot of Combiner characters. Like, I would love a version of the Combaticons and the Stunticons both, where they were just like, forget Menasor, forget Bruticus, we're just building the best versions of these individual characters. Oh, yes! The head looks good, and the guy looks good. Look at him, guys. He is ready to show off his art. Oh, look at him. Yes. Perfect. Beautiful. Exactly what I want. Let's catch up on some comments. Let's see here. Dude McGuy, I think Hasbro is making an SS Earthspark Soundwave. I hope they're making an Earthspark Soundwave, because they've not, like, done anything with him except for a one-step. Quill, I really wish the new Retro B had the Battle Mask head. I also wish that, but also, I think a lot of people are just excited to get that Bumblebee back. And then Quill says that's the main line from Earthspark. Dude McGuy remembers hearing about the Battle Mask, I think. And then Last Prime agrees with the Battle Mask. And then, okay, so yeah, Quill and Dude McGuy fearing out about that Earthspark Soundwave. Miss Disaster, what Prime are you most excited to see revealed in the future? Mine is either Nexus or Solus. My Cronus is a runner-up. Ooh, I want Prima. I want to know what their Prima looks like, and then I want Onyx. Because Megatronus, I like Solus too. Oh no, there's a lot of them I want. Since we already have seen Megatronus, Solus is the one I want right now, because those two need to go together. And then Onyx after them. Prima, I can wait on Prima. I have a feeling you like Nexus, says Quill. Uranium Toaster, my dad gave me G1 Scrapper when I got into Transformers. That's sick! Plus, G1 Scrapper is just a really good toy. Justalia, hey, get Nemesis on Hasbro Pulse. It's way faster to get her, and also you can't find her in stores anymore. You're totally on point. That's probably how I would get Nemesis. Dude McGuy, when the mainline TF1 Optimus Prime has more faceplate detail than the actual TF1 design. Yeah, it's weird. I assume they're working on, like, older designs. Miss Disaster, Nexus is just really cool conceptually. Solus and Megatronus are my definite faves overall. I totally agree. Quill, I think Beast Wars Maximal ship that I can't spell would make a great Titan. The Axelon. I was talking about this with someone the other day. I think you should do the Axelon and do the Dark Side. Have the Axelon turn to a bat, and then have the Dark Side turn to an alligator. No robot modes, they just have beast modes. And the reason you do bat and alligator is because original Beast Wars Primal was a bat, and original Beast Wars Megatron was an alligator. And then Quill wants Blast Off. I also want Blast Off. Dude McGuy, how do core class figures scale with Blokees? They're basically the exact same height. So let me pull in a guy who I just reviewed today, old Combiner Wars Legend Shockwave. And you can see they're a little bit taller, but not much taller. So I think they scale pretty well. The issue is the aesthetics don't really match up. Now that's art, the last Prime says. Hey, so Brandy, 2525, says you should get the Jinbao Oversights Constructicons then. They look so good in robot mode, especially Scrapper. I've been thinking about it. I like a lot of those upscale KOs. It just, I don't know. There's always a part of me that's like, I would rather just get a new toy than a toy I already have, but bigger. Fullenbus wants to know what is my favorite Transformers show. Animated is always my go-to, but I really like Prime and Armada as well. And Cybertron's always a fun show just to, like, pop on. And then Quill's like, oh, like the OG toys. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is, like, if I think that they should do a line where it's like, we're doing the original 18 Autobots and 13 Decepticons, and they are ultra toy accurate. Like, almost like Missing Link, but use plastic and focus on articulation. And it's literally like, if these toys came out today, this is what they'd be like. That's what I think would make for a cool toy line. Especially because, like, guess what? G1 nostalgia is definitely what's kind of keeping the lights on for Transformers, sadly, still. So, like, do G1 nostalgia, but just do it differently. Just do it differently for a little bit. I'd also like to see toy-accurate Constructicons, where they're all, like, really small. They're all, like, core class, and then they turn into a pretty small Devastator, but they still have, like, the fist that can fly out. Dude McGuy says, something I always wanted to do with core class Soundwave was transform him into the alt mode and put him into another Soundwave because I thought that was funny. It is really funny to do that. You can do it with Siege Sound Blaster, and you can also do it with G1 Sound Blaster and the G1 reissue of Soundwave that has the double cassette chest. You can't do it with any of them that can only hold one cassette. You can do it with the ones that can hold two cassettes. The Last Prime says, I grew up with Prime, the show. Yeah, I think for a lot of people, Prime was a jumping on point. Like, for me, the jumping on point was the '07 movie and then Armada and Animated. I think Prime was, like, the next big jumping on point. And then after Prime, I think it was the IDW comics was the next big jumping on point. And now the current big jumping on point is Transformers 1. That's what I love, is like seeing like what series become the jumping on point for people. Skybound also a big jumping on point for a lot of comic people. Like, I can vouch for that. I had a lot of friends that did not care about Transformers, and then they started reading Skybound, and they like just saw it, and it clicked. Dude Magai, I watched a tiny bit of animated, then grew up with Prime. Yeah, and in all honesty, I think like a lot of stuff that you like in Prime, you would probably like also in animated, but animated is a more lighthearted show. Error 44, yeah, I grew up with Prime. The designs are awesome. They are still really, really good designs. It still has my favorite design for Shockwave, still has one of my favorite designs for RC. Wish they did figures for the Viacons. I'm amazed there isn't a Legacy Viacon yet. Quill says, I watched TFA after it was airing, and that's when it clicked. I love Transformers. Yeah. Like, animated was so good, and it was earnest, and it had a great plot, and it was so different. And it amazes me that it was so reverential to G1 and Beast Wars, and yet still so much its own thing. What do I think about Bay vs. Shockwave? So I talk about him a little bit in the Mini Toys of Shockwave. That'll come out on Friday. I think he's a good design. I don't think he's a good character, and that's because he was there so that we wouldn't guess that Sentinel was the bad guy. Dystalia, SS86 Devastator has been shown, and I'm so happy my favorite combiner is going to be the first 86 combiner. I know, and it looks so good. It looks so good. Oh, okay. Uranium Toaster's got to go for chili dinner. Thank you for stopping by, Uranium Toaster. We'll see you later. And then Full Bus says, Prime was my intro to RC, and it was funny when I realized she wasn't always a dummy mommy. It's true, RC used to just kind of... In G1, she's great, because she's like the only sane man. She's the only one who seems to realize that what this war is really weird. And then in Energon, she unfortunately really was just there to be a girl. And in like the dub of Superlink, like the other Omnibots get really weird with her. I like Energon RC as a toy, but that was kind of like a dark age for RC, is like in the early 2000s where like Hasbro decided RC was just the girl. And even in animated, I think RC is like a really kind of weak character compared to a lot of other versions of RC. So like thank God for Prime and IDW too for like re-railing RC and like getting her back to being an amazing character. Because like G1 RC is good. But Prime RC is the standard for RCs now. Miss Disaster, I can't remember which one was my introduction, but my dad legally obtained all the G1 cartoon and Beast Wars, and animated was airing around the same time. Either one was my jump-on point. All great jump-on points. Hey, Enemy, how's it going? Okay, Enemy's here, and then Quill, not Energon RC. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Energon RC as a character. The toy's great. The toy's really good. And then someone told me the other day, apparently in Japan, that character is named Ariel, and it's supposed to be Alita 1. And that makes me even sadder, because it's like Alita 1 doesn't get anything, and you're telling me that when she showed back up, she was made into that? Come on. I'm still trying to figure out like who I like more between RC and Alita 1. Like, RC's always been my favorite Autobot, but as I've gotten older, I think Alita 1's actually more my favorite. Miss Disaster, they were going to flesh her out with her relationship with Ratchet in Season 4, but we all know what happened to that. Yeah, and I'm sure that they would have done a great job with it, but it's like, sadly, the vast majority of the time RC was on screen, she was in a coma. But I would have loved to actually see her be with the main Autobot crew more often. Who's ready for some TF1 cameos? Enemy, we're actually just about to open a TF1 box. And Desalia, G1 RC was my intro to the character. Yeah, she is a good character, G1 RC is. Especially for the time, because at the time, you know, boys cartoon, boys toy line, they'd use girls and make them look kind of weak or dumb, or they'd only talk about fashion or clothes. Like, G1 RC is actually really solid. She's the best sharpshooter of the Autobots, and like I said, she was usually like the one with the most common sense. So for her day, I think she was a really good character. Quill, top 5 Autobots, and also, he saw Huffer in TF1 at the start of the race. Is Huffer there? I love that. Okay, my top 5 Autobots. Well, Cliffjumper's in there, as is RC, as is Alita 1. Those are the big 3. So, Cliffjumper, RC, Alita 1. Who are my other favorite Autobots? I'm looking around and I'm trying to figure out like who were the ones that like really, really sing to me. Ratchet is definitely in there. Huh. I'm gonna say Air Razor. I know that they're a Maximal, but that's Autobot adjacent. And if you won't take Air Razor, I'm gonna say number 5 is probably Trax. No, it's Windblade. It's Windblade. It's Air Razor if you count Maximals, and then if not, it's Windblade. So my top 5 favorites are Cliff Jumper, RC, Alita 1, Ratchet, and Windblade. And then Hot Shot is somewhere in there too, as is Armada Red Alert. Those are my 5. And then Desalia says, Nemi, meaning Nemesis, is my Dami Mommy. Enemy, Pathfinder was there. I already talked about Cosmos, but there was a blue repaint at the start of the race. Wait, Pathfinder was in there too? Oh my god, actual GoBots were in there. I'm hoping one day someone figures out that Psykill was there, because Psykill is the one I always want to come back. Dude Magai, the amount of people I know that confuse Alita with RC and TF1 is crazy. Whoa, hey, Delta Trion, poor Tarn stuck in the middle. It's true, he's just hanging out there in the alley. Quill, I love Trax. I always imagine him as the posh cousin of the Lambros. I don't know why. So, I don't know if anyone knows this. Everyone hears Trax's voice and thinks that he's, like, very effeminate. That's a reference to a character from Gilligan's Island. The voice actor is trying to sound like Thurston Howell from Gilligan's Island, and he's doing a really good impression of it. That's just how the guy sounded. The Last Prime. One time, my friend confused Shockwave and Soundwave. I wanted to punch him so bad. Man, you can't get your waves confused. You can't cross the waves. And then Desalia is confirming Pathfinder is in TF1. Oh, that's awesome. Speaking of TF1, let's actually open up a box. This is probably going to be the last one we open today. Like I said, this isn't... I don't go to work tonight, but I do want to work on my Shockwave video tonight. So this is going to be the last one we open up. Quill, and the TFA design enforces that poshness even more. It's true. I love his little glasses. His little glasses give me life. Trax is like one of the few characters where it's like one of my big goals in collecting is I want to get every version of Trax ever made as a toy. I don't want to do that for other characters. Like, I don't need every Shockwave. I don't need every RC. I do want every Trax. Another, the nurse who was helping the injured racer while walking past Orion in D1 was Lifeline, heavily redesigned. That one I caught. I knew that one was Lifeline. And then they also say that they're paging Dr. Ratchet, which is weird because there's a miner that looks like Ratchet. So there might be 2 Ratchets. What is my favorite Transformers animated design? Asked Dude Magai. Oh, that's tough. Ratchet has always had a really strong design. Oil Slick might be my favorite design. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say that. Oil Slick is my favorite animated design. And then Shockwave is also up there. And then Quill says, I want a good Trax. The Kingdom one looks alright. Yeah, it's sad. Every Trax that ever comes out, except for the G1 Trax, always has some issue with it. Or the Minor Ratchet is also Chief Medic. You know what? Sure, maybe, like, Minor Ratchet is actually just like a lower doctor. Like, maybe they're, like, just in between a nurse and a doctor. Destalia, they picked the best actor for Retgar for TFA. Yeah, you gotta get Weird Al in there somewhere. And then he came back to be Cosmos in Earthspark. I just saw that clip. It's like, oh my god, Weird Al Yankovic has 2 characters now, and one of them is Cosmos. Yeah, there is a minor that... Ooh. And then, my goal is to collect every Alita toy, because she's me AF, Miss Disaster says. You're going to have a pretty easy time with that. Like, there's some expensive Alita ones now, but she hasn't had that many toys, sadly. Enemy. Bludgeon was confirmed to be in the race via Roblox collab, which is canon thanks to Cosmos being there and in the film. Okay. Okay. So, Bludgeon was in there too, I guess. And then, yeah, Doomagai doing Grr miners, probably because I don't even know what I was saying. I was about to say something about the miners, and I forgot. Mon Megs, I saw a clip from the new Earthspark batch, and it made me think about that one piece of art from Japan's G2 because it's Optimus and Megatron having each other's back or something like that. I really like that Earthspark has made Optimus and Megatron buddies again. And that was a cool thing in the G2 comic was they formed one force called like the Cybertronian Federation. And like Optimus wore a purple cape and Megatron wore a red cape to show that they were like with each other now. Quill, I want every Rodimus, just need money. A lot of it. Yeah. Yeah, you do. Enemy. And Nacelle was there, which is interesting since he's a Seeker. I didn't catch that Nacelle was there. Well, I mean, I assume not every Seeker is part of the High Guard. So, like, maybe Nacelle was, like, just a younger Seeker. Alright, let's actually see who this is. So, this is a TF1 bot. And this feels pretty light. My gut says this is going to be Bumblebee. What is my least favorite Transformers show? Ooh, one sec, guys. Oh, I can't get it to open. Oh, it's Ironhide! We got the boy! We got the boy! It's Ironhide! Enemy, we actually already got Death Tracker. We built them up earlier in the stream. They've just been hanging out here. Quill, you'll guess it eventually. If you keep guessing Wheeljack, eventually we will open Wheeljack. So you'll get it right once. Decepticons attack. And then the last prime. What is my least favorite TF show? I hate to say it because I don't believe that you should ever just like pile on to a show. Energon is really hard to get through. Energon is so hard to get through. There's good stuff in there, mostly vocal stuff, mostly voice acting, but man, that show is rough. And then in all honesty, I have a hard time getting through the Machinima stuff. Like Combiner Wars especially. Titan's Return was a little bit better. Power of the Primes was the best one. All three of them are still really rough. Alright, Quill. Oh, Destalia. There are minors like us made me laugh since it's literally the topic of this year's. Oh, God. Yes, Destalia, you are correct. Era 404. Sorry if this is off topic, but if there's a Seeker you want more toys of, what is it or what are they, if multiple? I mean, I feel like Starscream obviously is going to always have the most, and then Starscream and, or rather Thundercracker and Skywarp always get a lot of toys just because they're easy repaints. I would like to see more molds actually turned into Thundercracker, but I'm not going to say him. In all honesty, it's Slipstream. Slipstream deserves so many more toys. And that's the Seeker I want more of. And then Quill says, only good Machinima thing is Overlord, and then Howdy. Yeah, I agree. And then Miss Disaster, the Machinima shows, you mean the Lost Media trilogy? I forgot that they're Lost Media. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, no, because people are going to, like, be trying to find them now to, like, preserve them. They're just not great. They're really... They got Peter Cullen in there. They got Ron Perlman to be Optimus Primal in those shows. And it was bad. There was no vocal direction. Like, the voice actors in there were trying so hard, and they're all great voice actors, but they had no vocal direction. The animation was super stiff. I feel so bad for the actor they got playing Starscream, because they're a great Starscream, and they had no direction, and their Starscream sounds so bad. And it's because they didn't know what emotion they were supposed to be feeling, because the vocal direction was terrible. Yes, also, you're right, Quill, they got Jude Nelson back to be Hot Rod. They brought a lot of people in. Enemy says Red Wing was female in TF1, is that real? That's cool, okay. And then Destalia, it's good we are getting more of Slipstream. Yes, but I want even more than what we have now. Ron, have you thought of doing stop-motion content? I've thought about it. I don't have that type of talent. I think I'm too much of a hack fraud. Mon makes, I can't get over how Menasor was voiced by Dashi XP. Why do I know that name? Why do I know that name, Dashi XP? They had Matt Pat play Computron. I remember that. Well, in Combiner Wars, it was played by like a voice-to-text thing. And then when they did the second season in Titans Return, they had Matt Pat come in for one line. And it was literally just Matt Pat with no emotion in his voice saying, calculating odds. And it's like, you're telling Matt Pat to intentionally do a bad vocal performance because Computron's a computer. This is either brilliant filmmaking or it's garbage, and I'm going to let you figure out which one I think it is. Oh, no. Jeez. 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 Jinkies, guys. Like Velma from Scooby-Doo, just jinkies. It looks like I'm missing a piece for Ironhide, maybe. I'm just trying to figure out where it is. I say missing. It's not that it's missing, it's that I don't know where it might be. Here, let me pull out the directions for this. Yeah, okay, so there is supposed to... Oh, here it is. I just couldn't find it. Okay. So... It's supposed to go like this. Alright. Oh, I should probably put the shoulders in first. I'm a big dummy, just not even remembering the order this should go in. Here we go. And then the back piece. There we go. Also, I'm sorry guys that I make so many noises like the that is my thinking noise. As you can tell, I have to think a lot, and yet not a whole lot is solved. There is steam coming out of the computer, and the computer is trying to figure out what 2 plus 2 is. Bop. And... there we go. I do really like how in the TF1, guys, the knees and elbows are pre-built. It really does make the building a little bit easier and more fun. Doop. There we go. Alright. Since this guy is being built up so quick, why don't we catch up on some comments real quick? Quill, I love Red Wing. They have no character, which is perfect for me. And then Enemy says, all 3 of the Rainmakers were in TF1. I saw Acid Storm, and I have no doubt the other Rainmakers are there too. Quill, oh yeah, Enemy Defo. And then Mon makes, Dashi XP did a ton of Mario Maker videos and a long-running series about Baraka from Mortal Kombat. Oh, okay, so they probably had like a connection to Machinima, probably through that. Quill, easy recolor. Dystalia, they got some Joe from WWE. Oh, they got Samoa Joe to be Predaking. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was pretty cool. But then he died, like, instantly. Dude, Magai, stop motion isn't too hard. At least for me, it isn't. What I'm saying is, even something that isn't too hard might still be above my ability, dude, Magai. I think you're just saying that you're better than I am. Quill, I want to do stop motion, and Quill also says, but I just need good versions of characters that look like how I want them to look. That makes sense. Enemy, I'm going to stop naming Seekers because, if I'm being honest, every Seeker is probably in that movie. I'm going to take a step further, Enemy. I think there's like 14 Thundercrackers in that movie, because I kept seeing the same character, and they kept dying, and each time I was like, oh no, did they just kill Thundercracker just for another Thundercracker to show up? Dude, Magai, pretty much all you need is a figure and a tripod. And then Quill says maybe they should get into customizing. Last Prime says they do stop motion sometimes. Oh, hey, Moonin, how's it going? And then Dude Magai says Slipstream has a yacht. I mean, what? Who said that? Oh, God. Okay. The Last Prime says lol. And Miss Disaster says, hey, man, believe in yourself. No, I do not need to believe in myself. I need to believe less in myself. Like, if I believed more in myself, I feel like this would just eventually turn into me doing hour-long videos about Scrapper's faceplate. Like, I need to be stopped. You guys actively need to stop me. You need to tell me to sit down and know my role. There we go. Alright. Up. And up. And then we got the big ol' shoulder pads. Oop, I have definitely put those shoulder pads on wrong. I do like how the shoulder pads are basically the War for Cybertron shoulder pads. That's a really cool detail. And then when he gets his transformation cog, Ironhide turns into like Bumblebee movie Ironhide. Okay, so we got some face to build. Oh, well, there Ironhide goes. Oh, get the face back on. Get the face back on. Get the face back on. Give me your face, Ironhide. There we go. Come on, come together. Come together right now. I better stop singing that because the Beatles will sue me. They have sued people a lot smaller than I am. Why is this not going? It can't... Maybe if I just took the face and just shoved it in by itself. Okay. That is just not wanting to work for me. Oh no, is the face stuck now? The face is definitely stuck now. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. We have hit a disaster, it looks like. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. It just isn't coming together. And like, this is how all the other faces have come together. It's literally just the face is frozen. It can't just, like, slide in the way it needs to. So I'm just gonna... There we go. We just had to force it. And boom, now Ironhide has a head. Look at him, so young and happy. Where have the years gone? And here, we'll give you your 2 fists, boy. There you go. Yeah. Gotta get yourself some liquid nitrogen. There we go. Alright. And then the hand. Alright, and then let's pull in Megatron. So yeah, they don't scale well at all, but what's cool about the cogless guys and the Blokees is they scale incredibly well with the Studio Series guys. Like, they're going to be the right height to be cogless for, like, Studio Series TF1 Megatron and Optimus. Alright, let's catch up on some comments. Let's see here. Quill. That wasn't Thundercracker, that was Lightning Breaker, talking about all the Thundercrackers that died. Also, light, loud noise? Enemy, are you saying that my light is making a noise? Because I don't hear anything, but it also might just be that, like, maybe you guys can hear it through the speaker of my phone. Miss Disaster, to quote Sonic CD, nothing can survive your will to stay alive, because if you try, you can do anything. Man, not Sonic CD hitting me with the inspirational quotes. Mon makes... Also, did anyone catch the reveal for Age of the Primes? Yeah, dude, the Fallen looks so good. He looks so good. Quill saying, yup, and we were talking about it earlier. Error 404, excited because Sonic CD was mentioned, and Miss Disaster says, yep, we was talking about it earlier. Doom guy, same thing with Nemesis. I mean, who said that again? Error 404 says, nah. Miss Disaster says, be normal, bucko. And then Quill says, Earthspark Skywarp, though. I feel like I am missing some context. Earthspark Optimus looks kind of goofy, says Doom guy. Miss Disaster. I mean, I think that we should be able to thirst for Optimus Prime. He has, like, big dad energy. I'm into big dads, sure. Doom guy. I don't know, it's something about him. Quill. Who says it's just Fimpot's Dystalia? Get Bayverse Optimus away from that Ironhide. Yeah. Enemy. Another thing, Cliffjumper was in the race, implying he looks different than B this time around. I would like to think that he looks more like 2007 Cliffjumper, like with the Chimera mold. Error 404. Not to be rude, but I think y'all should calm down. Oh, good God. Yeah, I just saw Miss Disaster with the polish. Yeah, why don't we calm down on some of this discussion? Quill, The Last Night Optimus. Last Night Optimus looks like a man in a suit. Pass. Original trilogy Bay vs. Prime is hotter. Dude, Bay vs. Prime has like a great Superman build. RID-01 Optimus, though, he looks like a working man. Enemy. No, I was nicknaming a Thundercracker clone. Yeah. Oh, loud noise. Yes, no, that makes sense. And then when I first saw the Seeker Skywarp, always my favorite. I don't know why. Skywarp is such a good design. It is such a good design. Miss Disaster's having to revoke the previous statements. You see, Miss Disaster, this is why we can't say we need to believe in ourselves, because we all have these weird things going on in our heads, and if you believe in yourself too much, it comes out. And then Quill loves Thundercracker and Sunstorm. That's a good duo. That's a good twosome. I'm having a really good time. I know I said we were going to stop at TF1. Let's open one more G1 box. We're going to open one more G1 box, just because we're having fun. And I don't want the good times to end just yet. And besides, there might be a Shockwave in here. And I want my Shockwave. Damn it. Let us hope that Shockwave is not only in here, but that it is the good, variant Shockwave. To the screen, to the ring, to the pin, to the king. Where's my crown? Oop. That's my bling, says Desalia. Bet it's Shockwave or Nemesis, says Quill. Davimus is back! How's it going? Nothing much. And then the last prime. Literally the second Davimus is in, just all caps get out. Oh, no. And then Mon Makes has lyrics to a song I don't recognize, but Miss Disaster does, saying, oh, Prime, it's not that song. Error 44, I put money on either one of the Dinobots or Nemesis. And Enemy says, it would only be logical if you got Shockwave. Oh, it's a KSI song. Oh, no. Oh. Alright, baby, come on. Shockwave, Shockwave, Shockwave. Yes! Oh! And it's the variant one! With the paint! Oh! Yes! I'm sorry, I did not mean to yell directly into the microphone. I am so sorry, guys, but oh. Ah, this is the best case scenario. Yes! Oh! Yay. I'm so sorry. Just literally screaming directly into the microphone. I gotta catch up on some comments. Okay, okay. So Mom Mix says, oh, these aren't lyrics, those are quotes taken from Sonic CD's Japanese box art. Oh, okay. And then Quill guessed it, Les Prime. No, the song that guy was singing, not him. Doom guy was singing W's, Davimus Shockwave, Munin saying nice, Error 404 saying Shockwave, yeah, the Les Prime saying yes. Enemy saying W in the chat. Quill says C with the power of my guessing. Yeah, Quill, you got it on this one. Munin, it woke me up, but I'm happy for you. Enemy saying W. Error 44 saying W's all around. Doom guy, bro's got the touch and the power. That's crazy. Miss Disaster, Sunday Shockwave review live. Here we go. No way I got RonBon to sing Thick of It before GTA 6. And then, oh no, the last prime just sang my ears. Quill, mind if I steal it? Yeah, Quill, I'm sorry. I don't think you can have this one. This is mine. This is all mine, baby. This Shockwave. I did this by myself. Oh. I've never gotten one of the variants in these box sets before. So, oh my god, he has the gun hose. I was not expecting him to come with the gun hose. That's great. Okay. This is great. On the week of the mini toys of Shockwave 2, even. This is too good. Alright, there we go. And then, do you have your shoulders? Let's see. What might be in here? Whoa! Thundercracker has Thundercracker. I was about to say Shockwave has a lot of extra stuff, and then I realized, no, that's just because it's shiny now. Oh, he's gonna be the prettiest princess at the party. Because he's shiny. 'Cause he's beautiful, baby. There we go. He'd rather be shiny, like the treasure in a sunken pirate wreck. Ah, feels good. It feels good every time to put the torso together on these guys. There we go. Oy. Man. He's so pretty. Like, I just keep looking. It's like, this is such a good paint color they found for Shockwave. Oh my god, he's gorgeous. Oh no, he's hot. Man. Man, he's too good. He is the best boy. You know what, another funny thing? As a kid, I hated Shockwave. And I could never understand why people liked him so much. And then, like, I liked animated Shockwave. But that was about it. And I was like, why do people talk about Shockwave like he's so cool? And then it was IDW and Marvel that really made me start to fall in love with him. And then, like, I went back. Transformers Prime is probably the first Shockwave. That was like, this is my favorite character in the show right now. And it's funny how there are characters that, like, sometimes just from the second you see them, you're like, that's my favorite. And then other times it's like, no, it took a second, but this character really grew on me. That's how it was for me with RC and with Shockwave both. And Thundercracker's always going to be my top boy. Soundwave's always going to be my second favorite. I think at this point, Shockwave might be my third favorite Decepticon. And he might also just, like, straight up be... There's a part of me that wonders, do I like Shockwave more than Soundwave now? And I honestly think that, like, within the past few months, it has, like... I have started, like, Shockwave more. Like, especially, like, doing research for the Many Toys of and, like, rereading a lot of his comic books. It's like, oh, God, Shockwave's so good. Shockwave's so good. And I gotta get this knee in. I can't get... Maybe I'm putting it in reverse? No, I think it's getting paint stuck. Here we go. There we go. Just had to force it in a little bit. Okay. Let's get these stompers worked on. Bah. And then again. Man, it's the fact I've never gotten a variant in these things before. And I've gotten a few boxes now, and it's like the first one I get is Shockwave. And it's like, there's other variants that if I got them, I wouldn't have really cared. Like, I don't care if I get Shiny Optimus. I don't care if I get, you know, some of these other shiny characters. But Shiny Shockwave looks so good. And the thing is, I kind of still want generic Shockwave, too. Like, I might try to still track down the other Shockwave from this line. Shockwave might be the first character I'd double up on in Blokees, aside from the Dinobots. Okay. And then the foot here. Okay, I know I've had so many comments come through. Let's take a break from Shockwave and just go through all these comments. Last Prime, Womp Womp Quill, and talking about Quill stealing Shockwave. Munin, yeah, the gun hose is pretty stiff. Dystalia, that's very logical. Quill says, it's only logical. Dumagai, I wish the gun hose was a bendy wire. That would have been cool, but maybe that wasn't in the budget. Miss Disaster, who wears it better? Legacy TFA Prowl or Legacy Cyberverse Chromia? Chromia. Prowl was okay. I love that Chromia toy. Chromia might be in my top 10 figures of the year. Last Prime, Slay. Enemy, Loki. TF1, Thundercracker looks like Devastator. Weirdly enough, with the visor, I can kind of see it. The heads are very similar. Davimus, Shockwave became a shiny Pokemon. Yes, Miss Disaster, shiny in 2024. Quill, he's hot enough to replace you, Starscream. Air 404, 400 resets for the shiny Shockwave. Yeah, that's what I've been doing, is I've been resetting the stream every time. Dumagai, you should review waves of Blockies at some point. So Dumagai, my plan is in December, instead of doing an advent calendar, for a second review each day, I'm going to do a Blockie. So, like, the Blockies are going to get dedicated reviews, but they're going to take the place of my advent calendar reviews. Davimus, I understood that reference. Desalia, I wish the TF chess set was a thing, because I want my Queen Starscream. I'm really sad that chess set never came out. And then Eagle Moss just died after that. It was insane. Quill, I like when Shockwave is loyal but does his own thing. I agree, Quill. I'd never liked the idea of fully loyal Shockwave. I think Shockwave is way more interesting when he's loyal to Megatron, when it makes sense for him to be loyal. The Last Prime, you hated my baby Shockwave? I did, as a kid. I hated Shockwave. Munin, Beachcomber and Shockwave are my top two. I love Beachcomber. Dumagai, ball joint, ball joint, ball joint, ball joint, ball joint. Magnus, or Arrow 404, Magnus and Shockwave are my top ones as well. Man, Magnus is good. Dude, Magai, every time you're on the last box, play The Touch unless it's copyright or something. Ooh, that'd be fun. Maybe, we'll figure that out, maybe. Quill, I like Shockwave more than Soundwave, easily. Nostalgia, Bombi and Starscream is my favorite character in TF. That's a good duo. It's hard to go wrong with B and Starscream. Miss Disaster, my AU Shockwave is loyal but overzealous, which creates a rift between Shockwave and Megatron after he discovers their insane experiments. That makes a lot of sense to me. That, like, Shockwave is overall loyal to Megatron, but Megatron is, like, disgusted by him. Quill, OMG, he does look like Devastator, talking about TF1 Thundercracker. Davimus, I want to ask, what's one of the figures that you absolutely despised? A figure that I absolutely... Let me think about that, Davimus. I'll come back to you. Dystalia, we got shiny Shockwave before GTA 6. Quill, I liked Thundercracker before he was cool. I'm right there with you, Quill. I liked him back when, like, I saw the Golden Lagoon for the first time. Enemy, Warpath is my #1 Autobot, and for Decepticons, it's a tie between Shockwave and Soundwave. All great. I love Warpath too. A toy I just absolutely despised. I'll be honest with you, Davimus. I'm at a point now where it's hard for me to hate a toy. I kind of just like them all. And, like, if a toy doesn't work for me, I'll just be like, it's not really for me. And then I don't tend to keep it. I will say this. The worst video on my channel, I put it up right as the main Toys Of was starting to get big. And it was called The Worst Transformer of 2024. And it was about Origins Wheeljack. And I was really playing up how much I hated it, and I, like, punched the toy, and it was terrible. I hate that video so much, and I felt bad, because there were really nice people in the comments who were just talking about, like, hey, this toy means a lot to me, and it, like, really sucked to see you, like, be really mean about it, and I was like, God, you're right, that does suck. And, like, I wish I could tell you, like, oh, I was young and stupid, but no, like, I literally did that earlier this year. And it's because, like, until the Many Toys Of, I just didn't really have an audience. So... you know, like a lot of YouTubers, I was, like, trying to do whatever I could to stand out, and I thought, hey, what if I was the angry reviewer? Because everyone thinks they'll be the next big angry reviewer, and it's just not worth it. It's so miserable being the angry reviewer. Like, the whole time, you just feel so bad. But I didn't think about it that way. I was thinking about it more like, oh, when I get people in here and they see what I'm doing, then I can stop being this, or I can... really double down on it. So, I mean, that's going to be my answer, I guess, is because of my own nonsense, I still have a real bad taste in my mouth about Origins Wheeljack, and I don't own that toy. And the reason I dislike it is because, like, the Many Toys Of, and a lot of the reviews I've done, has shown me, it's like, oh, literally, if I was just myself sooner and, like, started making the videos that I wanted to make sooner and didn't try to chase trends, people would have probably found me a lot quicker, and I could have had a cool community earlier. And because of that, like, Origins Wheeljack's always going to mean a lot to me, because it was, like, a moment where it's like, okay, we're no longer, like a teenager, we're no longer a kid, you know, I'm a grown adult, keep in mind. And it's like, it's not, it was a moment where at 25 years old, I learned a lesson that a lot of kids learn, which is, you know, sometimes you just need to be yourself. And now, I don't feel that need to put on a persona. I feel okay about, like, hey, let me put a video up where I talk about Energon Shock Blast and how much I really like this toy. And people are probably going to dig it. And sure enough, guess what? People dig it. Because people, genuinely speaking, just want to find, like, earnest people. People who are just normal. Because we're not in the early days of YouTube anymore. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this elbow joint in. Oh, wow. Ooh, whoa. I will say this, with the variants, because of the paint, it is hard to actually get these pieces together a little bit. Here, let me just get the arm in. Maybe this will make it easier. Yes, it did. Wow. I made it so much harder than it had to be. But yeah, I hope that answers your question, Davimus, about my least favorite or my most despised Transformer toy. I'm sorry that I went on a bit of a rant there, guys. But it's always a thing that, like, I think is worth bringing up. Because every so often I have people who find that video, or they find, like, some of the older TikTok reviews, and they're like, why are you so angry in this? And it's like, because I was a dummy. Because I was someone who had been doing toy reviews for, like, 3 years, and still didn't have an audience, and I thought this is how I get an audience, is by being a real kind of jerk. And it's like, I hate. I hate that I had that thought. Because this is better. This is much better. Just being able to hang out and giggle like a kid when I get my shiny shockwave and build up the shockwave while you guys are hanging out. And it's, man, I'm very lucky to have you guys, like, just around. How willing you guys are to put up with my nonsense and my the videos I want to make. Oop. Oh my god, he comes with himself! I didn't even know this. He comes with himself in gun mode. That's amazing! Okay, so then this is the backpack. How does the backpack go? It goes like this. And then we'll get the gun hose. I forget, what hand is the gun hand for Shockwave? It's his right hand, right? No, it's his left. Yeah, it's supposed to go like this. Oh, wait, no. So the hose is supposed to plug in the bottom of the barrel. I see. There we go. And, come on. There we go. And, okay, so this is cool. He comes with an extra hand, too. So he comes with dramatic hands and closed hands, but Shockwave also comes with a saluting hand. So that's awesome. I'm going to give him the saluting hand. Wait, but then he can't hold himself. No. Saluting hand, because that makes this Shockwave a little bit more special, even. So, there we go. Or this can also just be like his science hand. There we go. What a beautiful looking toy. Look at that. That's my favorite Blokees. That's my favorite Blokees right now. Okay, we got a lot of comments to catch up on, guys. Let me catch up. Distalia says, out of Shockwave and Soundwave, Tidal Wave, it would be Tile Wave. I forget, Tile Wave would have to be in the Wave Party. Dude McGuy says, damn. Quo says, what a universe that would be. Davimus says, Jesus, I was not expecting that response. I'm sorry. I was not trying to get too personal with you guys. I'm sorry. Doom McGuy says, same, bro. And then last prime, that thing went flying. Yeah, talking about when the elbow went. Davimus, I think they use Nokia parts to make the variants. Okay. Yeah, no, it was hard getting these pieces together. Doom McGuy says, that's cool. Oh, Cheesimus! Cheesimus just got home. How's it going, Cheesimus? And then Miss Disaster says, Shockwave holding himself. Awesome. And then Doom McGuy says, Auto Blicky, yes. And then Davimus says, Shockwave comes with Shockwave Jr. Distalia says, same, bro, Ron. You're an amazing... You're being way too kind to me, Distalia, but thank you. Oh, Prime Edits, how's it going? And then Quill says, Shockwave gonna be playing with himself. Yeah, he's got the gun. Doom Guy says, Karate Chop. Last Prime says, Shockwave is playing with his gun. Yup. And then Doom Guy says, whoa. And then Enemy says, Quill, you beat me to it. Error says, chill. Yeah. Enemy says, yeah, guys, let him catch back up. Oh, Cheese has got to go. Well, it was good to see you for a sec, Cheesemas. Thank you for stopping in. Quill says, see ya. Devin says, it's alright. See ya, Cheesemas. Mrs. Hush says, hey, it was a nice story. Doomaguy says, bye-bye. See ya, Doomaguy. Monmake says, I hope to God Leech Maximo and Skybite get really good toys for Age of the Prime. Skybite was listed back in early 2024. I didn't even catch that. That'd be great for a new Skybite. Enemy says, honestly, to me, when you just talk about your feelings, it makes it feel more authentic to you and your feelings. Thanks, Enemy. And that's kind of what I think, too. It feels good just to, like, you know, hang out and talk about the toys and not try to, like, be entertaining or anything. O Prime Edit says, I just finished watching Fox and the Hound, the second, and not gonna lie, the first one is still better, the second one doesn't make any sense. Yeah, isn't the Fox and the Hound, like, a weird, like, it takes place in between the first and the second half of Fox and the Hound? Like, the whole movie takes place within the first movie? Monmake says, Legion Maximo, especially because we need to erase the Loki ripoff IDW, IDW from the public consciousness. Yeah, Legion Maximo and IDW is weird. And, oh, Doomaguy was saying bye to Cheese, my bad. And then Doomaguy says, I forgot Fox and the Hound had a sequel. Yeah. And then Oprah Medits is confirming, yeah, so Fox and the Hound, the sequel takes place in the first one. Like, it's when they're still kids. Man, I keep looking at him. He's too good. He is perfect. This is my favorite Blokees, I think. The Shockwave is just so good. I mean, we're not going to top that tonight. I think this is a good place to leave the stream. We were able to have some great conversations, saw a lot of people come in, had a lot of fun. Desalia says, I need a new Skybite and Megatron to go with HasLab Omega Prime. Yes, we need Gigatron. I need him so bad. Will says the head sculpt is one of the best G1 ones. I love that Shockwave head sculpt. Doomaguy, how much are you selling that for? I'm not selling the Shockwave. He's my guy. He's going to stay here. And Opramet says, Shockwave is big in all the right places. He has a big personality, that's to be sure. Devin says, I hope Takara makes Splendid Convoy. That would be a great redeco. I would love Splendid Convoy. Quill says, before you leave, what's your favorite depiction of Bumblebee? Good question. I really like IDW 1 Bumblebee. From what I've seen, I like RID 2015 Bumblebee. I want to watch that show to see more of him. But yeah, I'll go with IDW Bumblebee. And then Desalia says, I love my Giga Chatatron. Yep. And then O Prime edits, I forgot Splendid Convoy is female. Yeah, she was the first female Prime. She beats Override to that. And Davimus, quoting the Lorax, that's a woman? Yeah. But alright. Guys, thank you so much. This has probably been my favorite stream we've ever done. Oh, hey, Cheesemas. Bye-bye. You have a good night, too. Thank you so much for popping in. And then Doomaguy says, RID 2015 Bumblebee, I like the design because sometimes when I look at him, I think he's going insane. But I think this is the best live stream we've had. We're going to try to do another one tomorrow. We got more Blokees to do. See you last Prime. But, as always, O-Prime Edits, I just got here. It's already ended. I'm sorry, O-Prime Edits. But, yeah, I got some stuff I need to work on tonight. I'll see you, Quill. I'll see you, Davimus. Goodbye, Doomaguy. I hope you have a good day, too, Error404. Thank you so much. But you guys, you gave me a great stream. Thank you for hanging out. We were able to build up Shockwave. Desalia, thank you. I hope the nightmares don't go your way either. And O-Prime Edits, I'll see you later. But we will leave it there. We'll try to build some more tomorrow. Enemy, I probably won't make it because of school. I'm sorry, Enemy. I'll make sure to post the recording, but thank you so much for popping in this one. It's always good to hear from all you guys. Doomaguy, don't let the P-Tarny jokes get to you. And Enemy says, bye, guys. See you, everyone. Yeah, we'll try to do another one. And then, Quill's on the half-term break. So that's good. Quill's being able to relax a little bit. But on that note, I've been trying to end this for like 3 minutes and I just keep talking. I'm sorry. See you, Miss Disaster. Thank you so much. But always good to see all you guys. Thank you so much for popping in. And we'll build up a couple more tomorrow. See you later.